everybody, welcome to another episode of Movers and Shakers of Paarl. Today again we have someone that doesn't really need any introduction, Bjorn Alexander. I've been following Bjorn for quite some time on his social media platforms, and I'm pretty amazed at what he does and where he finds all the time to do it with the family. So I contacted him, also a very busy man, and asked him if he doesn't just want to come chat to me, because I'm sure he has a very interesting journey. So Bjorn, thanks so much for speaking to me tonight.
Awesome, thanks. I think it's a big privilege and honor, so it's really great to be here.
Yeah, thanks. So Bjorn, just quickly via background, born and bred Paarl,
Yes.
right? Primary school and high school, which primary
Yes.
school, high school?
So I went to the best primary school imaginable, Orleansville Primary. It's where I learned finer skills like throwing stone, running away from a teacher that wants to beat you. So then I went obviously to New Orleans. It's where everybody should go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I understand it after looking on your platform that running is your thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Part of my things.
Yeah. And it started at a very young age.
Yes.
And I just wanted to hear that story of when you decided today is the day that I'm going to do running as my thing.
Wow. It actually started when I was in grade 8 going standard 6, so I had a cousin who was a year older than me, and he did cross country. So he invited me to start doing this thing where they run in the grass and in mud. So I said to him, it's very interesting, so let me try it out. So I tried, and then I had to stop for a while, but then I started again when I was in grade 11, towards the end of that year, but I had to stop because of physical abuse.
Yeah.
So my mom didn't want me to run. So she always said it was for white people. It was for the other people. So because of the abuse and the trauma, I had to stop. And then I did what everybody else did in the ghetto, which is drink, party, get laid.
And then also just I found that story of your first pair of shoes very significant, and I just wanted you to tell that story.
Yes, so when I was in grade 11, I got proper pocket money, because we never got pocket money. My dad, being a drug addict, hardly ever had money, so he gave me $100 for Christmas, and then I took that money and I went to this one gang because I knew they would have shoes, because I always rob people, the fair-skinned people. And then I went and actually bought a pair of shoes from them, and those shoes became my thing I ran with. So it got holes in, and I stitched it up, and then the soles went off at one stage, but I just sprayed it to make sure people don't see that it's messed up. But yeah, and then I actually made provincial team, Boland provincial team a few times, became Boland champ, and I think ultimately the best thing I did was I went to World Duathlon Champs, to Canada. Our first time obviously.
Yeah, nice. So you were pretty brave with 100 rand going to a gang, hoping that you get away with a pair of shoes and not nothing.
Yes, but I actually knew the gang because I used to hang with them.
Oh, okay.
I used to hang with a few gangs. I grew up in the ghetto. So you have to find protection somewhere. So I knew them, and the guy I went to, I knew he'd help me.
Okay. Alright, and that's why the whole attachment on ASICS.
Yes, and also I'm currently, I think I am still a brand ambassador for ASICS, so for the last 2 years they've been sponsoring me.
Nice.
So fully kitting me out with everything I need.
Okay, perfect. So your highlight of your school career, what is it?
Yeah, I think for me, because I was a typical kid in New Orleans, I was naughty, was always in the principal's office, always arguing with him, not understanding that we were wrong, because I was convinced we were right. But there was this girl that came from Germany, Catherine Kepler. So she was an exchange student at our school. So obviously growing up the way I did, my understanding of white people, especially foreigners, were different than it is now. So I think I realized that they're just normal people. So I think the fact that she was normal, I can have comfortable conversations with her, it gave me a sense of value to an extent. And then I think secondly, it also it kind of enlightened the dream of going overseas one day, because it was more fantasy than a dream. Because a lot of things I've achieved in my life up to then has never been done by my family. Because I was the first one to ever matriculate. Nobody's ever finished school before me. So all these things I achieved, I had to find a way to navigate. And then I think secondly, one of the biggest things was I met a family. I started dating a girl in my matric year.
Okay.
The Minar family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome people, the Minars. But I think for me, going to their house was mind blowing.
Okay.
Because I would see them get upset with each other over something, and then as a couple they'll go to the room, they have the fight, and then she'll come back, and then the wife wouldn't have a blue eye.
Okay.
It was fascinating.
Yeah.
And then she would be crying, and my extreme was when people had a fight, they would undress completely naked, the girl would jump around and say, "You're not getting any of this anymore."
Yeah,
so that was my extreme.
Yeah.
So it was mind blowing because I realized that actually there's more to marriage and how a house should operate, and I think it opened my mind and it made me want.
So at what age did you move out of the house?
I think when I finished university, so I got a company, an American company that sponsored me because they loved the fact that I was willing to persevere amidst my circumstances.
Yeah.
So I could go study anything. I went to study at Cape Peninsula University.
Okay, perfect.
And I studied for 3 years sports management.
Okay.
And they actually they covered everything, like from your
Wow.
taxi fare to your
Wow.
shoes to your race fare.
Wow.
It was mind blowing.
Yeah.
I still believe it's by the grace of God.
Yeah.
So that definitely set me up for life.
So how did you get into contact with the American company? How does
It was actually a guy that I knew from our church.
All right.
So he always knew about me,
Okay.
and he knew a bit about my story.
Yeah.
And he just felt, their company felt they want to look at maybe piloting this idea, getting people that achieve amid circumstances. So it wasn't for top athletes because I wasn't a top athlete.
Yeah.
It was just people wanting to do something. Like I love this thought that sometimes we must do for one what we would like to do for all.
Yeah.
And I think they were pioneers in doing that, and
Okay.
they basically helped change my life completely.
Bjorn, tell me, so your first trip overseas, or your first trip out of overseas, was your mother? Did you say bye, mom, at the airport, or how was that?
For Canada, yes.
Yeah.
So when I went to Canada, they all came say goodbye.
Okay,
so
perfect.
so if you back up, my mom when she was drunk, like she was a different person. You know, alcoholic just does that to you. And when she was sober, she was a different person. She was a great mom. But I always feel like with my mom specifically and my dad, understanding their reference and their background, you realize that what they did was still to the best of their ability.
Okay.
So for them also, they weren't great role models. My mom's mom died at a very young age, and dad was an alcoholic. So circumstances made it difficult for her because they weren't role models. So I feel like for me, it was easier to forgive, and it's easier to see from their perspective where they're coming from. So when I achieved, she would still brag about it.
Okay.
Like she'll still tell her friends.
Yeah.
But often, especially when I first went to national champs for cross country, we went to Victoria. My parents didn't really know.
Okay.
Like I would often disappear for 3-5 days, and they wouldn't really know.
And your face wasn't on the milk carton.
No.
You weren't missing.
No, because my mom would be missing. It is. When we were younger, there was a stage that my mom would just disappear for a few days or a week, and then she'll come back with a new boyfriend.
And brothers and sisters?
So from my dad's side, I actually don't know for sure, but I think we'd be somewhere between 5 and 7 kids that we have an idea of.
All right.
From my mom's side, we're 4.
Okay.
From
Okay.
3 different men. So we just, it's normal if you understand.
And you still have a relationship with both?
Yes. So our relationship is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think
could understand.
I've always been the adult. I've always been the family middleman.
Yeah.
Trying to restore brothers or sisters, whatever. Trying to.
So family gatherings is with everybody together.
We don't have family gatherings like most people do.
Yeah.
My dad owns a shebeen, so that's where they gather.
So always a gathering.
There's always a gathering. My brothers have the shebeens, we all go gather. So gathering comes very easy for us. But often there's fights after these gatherings, like most families.
Yeah, no, of course. So tell me, and then after you studied, you went overseas, and then you kept on running, and then what happened after that?
So I stopped running. I met the most incredible woman.
Okay.
So I met her, we became good friends, and I've learned a whole lot of lessons about relationships just in our friendship.
Yeah.
And then we eventually we started dating, and we knew, because we were old enough to know that when we start dating, we're looking at somebody we can do life with.
Okay.
So we actually went to go live overseas. We lived in London for about 1.5 years.
Nice.
So we got married in February, and at the end of that year we went overseas.
Okay.
And that was good.
Yeah.
mind-blowing, different country, different cultures.
Yeah,
like London is the capital of the world, they say.
Yeah.
So it was really amazing to work in a different world.
Yeah. Okay, and then you have, you're very busy currently, right? So you had the I coach Bjorn, right? And then I also wanted to find out about, you are busy coaching kids now, under what premise is that? And then you also work for Hilltop Legacy, which is also 1 year. So I coach Bjorn. What is that?
So I coach Bjorn and Hilltop Runners, which is coaching the kids, are both actually Hilltop Legacy initiatives.
All right.
So it all got pioneered out of Hilltop Legacy. So we started with a small group of kids from a school in Paarl East, Groeneville Primary.
Yeah.
And I just started coaching a few kids, and then we realized we got to open it up a little more.
Okay.
Invite more kids from the community. And most of those kids, or some of them stayed, most of them actually ended up going to rugby or got lost somewhere. But now 2.5 years later, we got some kids that got scholarships to Paarl Gymnasium High.
Nice.
And they come from horrible environments, but it's phenomenal to see, because they're in a different environment, are they flourishing? Like they're performing so well in terms of the sports, and they're dominating. Like I think the best we got was a bronze medal at essays.
Nice.
So that's good. And now at Boland Champs, just this last weekend, the kids were dominating. So it's fascinating to see, because I always think it's good, but we use sport as a tool, because ultimately I want to set them up for life. I think the worst thing for me, and you would probably be able to attest to this also, is that a lot of our generation of people still speak about the old days. Still speak about the sport, but they beat up their wives. They don't know how to deal with their kids. So for me, that's more valuable. Because I want them to be great husbands, great wives, and hopefully change the community.
So you more like the what you call that person that they look up to,
a role model,
type of figure, and it also gets them out of the trouble that they might
definitely.
Okay, and then so that's two things. Then Hilltop Legacy.
So Hilltop Legacy is an NGO that got started probably about 5 years ago by two guys, Stoffel van Zyl and Jacopina.
Right.
So the whole idea was to adopt a school, help mentor the principal, and help them with the business plan. Because every school has a business plan, but the government plan is about 13 or 16 pages. So on our board of directors, we have people with business acumen, and they all lean in some wisdom or experience. And then Jacopina, being the operational manager, basically, he would go and spend time with the principal. And then we filled a whole lot of stuff within Groeneville Primary. But one of the big things we've noticed was that they got about 1,400 kids, of which 7 is colored Afrikaans speaking, and the other 700 is Xhosa speaking.
Wow.
But when they go to grade 4, all the Xhosa speaking kids, their subjects change to English. Which obviously means they're going to struggle. So then we partnered with another company, and we built a classroom, and we started teaching English as a separate thing. We started with the grade 1, and now 4 years later, it's amazing to see how our contribution actually changed the average of the school, specifically with Xhosa speaking kids. So that has been one of the big things. And then last year we pioneered an aftercare, because we realized that we've actually got some kids from different schools to volunteer, and then twice a week they'll just help with maths or school homework. And we realized that those kids started performing. And it's mainly because they got attention, they started feeling the sense of value, and they looked forward to coming to our after school sessions. So then we launched formally an aftercare, and that's where the I Coach Bjorn came in. I would go run overseas, and then hopefully raise money, and then some people would go run with me, but they would raise funds in their own capacity. And that actually made it easier for us to then contribute financially to this. So we got Jacopina, who's the principal of the school, and then we have some staff that looks after the different departments, if you'd like.
So tell me, the aftercare, you say other students help with maths, who are those students?
Yes, so we used to get a lot of kids from the different schools. From all, we always open out to all schools. So any high school kids that would like to volunteer would be amazing. So I think it works both ways, because you feel like you contribute at something simple. Anybody can help with homework,
and you know what out of your head. It's not a lot of physical activity.
And like sometimes it's just reading for the kids. Or maybe they'll play and kick a ball with them. I think these kids are just, because I feel like often their dads are missing. And then the moms work the whole day, so they come home, they got to get them food and get them ready to go sleep.
Yeah.
So there's often a lack of affection, and quality time.
Yeah.
So that's part of what we want to do. We actually want to invest in these kids to that extent.
Okay, so if someone in Paarl has got time and they want to give it to those kids, what must they do?
Awesome. They can just email us at info at hilltoplegacy.co.za.
Okay, nice.
And then we'll get in contact and see how we can logistically make that work.
Okay, nice. Tell me, if you could go back 15 years, what would you do differently?
Sure, 15 years. I must always count how old I am.
Okay, make it 10 years.
Because I know I act 25, but I'm actually 35.
Yeah. I get told I act 11, so it's fine.
Oh yes, my wife would say that. But I think I would have been 25.
Yeah.
Sure. By then I've made most of my dumb mistakes, my big dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I wouldn't have changed too much.
Okay.
Because I always think it's normal for people to make mistakes, and that becomes part of our testimony, becomes part of our story.
Yeah.
So I think we all have regrets.
Yeah.
But I try not to focus on that too much.
Move on.
So I always feel like how can I use that regret as a story to encourage somebody else or to teach somebody through that mistake and try and steer away from it, put boundaries in place to avoid going there again.
Okay.
So I try not, because I tried the other day to think about what would I say to my 13-year-old self. I thought, okay, cool, and I had some thoughts because it would be different, but then to my 20-year-old self, I thought it's really interesting because I had to navigate everything. There will be people occasionally put in my place to help support and encourage and maybe nudge me into the direction. But for most of the things, I actually had to navigate it myself. So I think that was part of the process, it was part of my journey.
Okay.
And now part of my job is to make that navigation easier for kids. So what we got is a lot of these kids that run, they obviously go to either gymnasium high or they stay within their schools. But then the plan is, with my partnership with University of Stellenbosch, to get these kids to go and study.
Wow.
Because that's also things that they don't get nudged in that direction. So when I say to them, you all must go study, then they look at me with big eyes. Because it's not normal. So I keep saying it week in, week out. Because faith comes by hearing. So I feel like if I keep telling them they're awesome, they are already good, they will amount to more, and they must go study because they literally have the potential to change the world. Like those things, they actually change the perspective about themselves. And once we change that, then we can say, okay, now let's go do some seemingly impossible things. I think that's always my main motivation, is to help people identify the value that's not defined by circumstances, what you have, or what's been said of your life. Because if we can change that, then our dropout number in high schools won't be that high. Because I think that's one of the big problems. Like I always find it fascinating, and I might be going over your time.
No.
But I always find it fascinating because people always say that education is the most important thing. And I understand where they come from. But 60% of our kids that go to high school, they drop out. So only 40% of the kids that go to grade 8 actually make matric. So I'm thinking something is wrong somewhere, because education in itself is not enough, but it's desire. A desire, you can't breed desire. You can't put water on it and desire grows. But we have to be creative in the way we do that. So I think we have to open up our lives, because we got this culture and society where we got bigger walls and smaller tables. So if you open up our lives and kids witness the way we go about life, that becomes inspiring, and then they have an idea of what it looks like. So I think if our world could just live a more open world,
because they of course don't see
the
world like other people see the world. They see as the environment. This is our world. There's nothing beyond this world. It's like you said, there's your first time out of Paarl was athletics that brought you. Otherwise, you wouldn't see the rest of the world. If you had a billboard erected in Paarl, what would it be on the billboard?
Sure. Well, I always feel like my slogan, I have 3 words that for where I'm at now in my life, which I always want to communicate to people. I think firstly, it will have 3 words. The first one will be value, like you are valuable, and those in your world are valuable also. I think it's always good for people to understand the value. Secondly is that you have or you are being influenced, and you can have influence. Because we all get influenced, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. And those things shape our behaviors, attitudes, and it could mess up our life. Or change the trajectory, that word, trajectory of our lives. I don't know what the colored word is. That one. So I think that's it. And then the third thing is dare to dream.
Okay, cool.
Like a lot of people talk about shooting for the stars, but we don't really go for it. We don't really dare to dream. We often calculate what we want, and then we stick within those boundaries. We stick within our budget.
And I think we just scared. I mean, even when I started this, like for a whole year, I was scared. It was like I'm gonna do it, and then when it comes to doing it, it's like, okay, no, it's not that important. And then you carry on. But I just think we all just scared to take that, like you're saying, that daring step.
Exactly.
Because we don't know what's happening after that step.
Exactly.
That's the other thing. The other thing I wanted to ask you is, I see that you are speaking at schools.
Yes.
What is that? How?
Yes. So I do a lot of public speaking. I do it in corporate companies. You ladies.
You see, I'm sitting in my corner.
This is funny. I love it. But I speak in corporate companies and schools. So for corporate companies, obviously there's a fee. Because I would go in and then as a motivational speaker, I would encourage them and challenge them with regards to the company and obviously moving them forward. So I've done companies like 4i Mobile, I've done Innova Network, and then one of the big companies I've done was Coty Africa. I don't know if you know them.
No.
Coty Africa, Elizabeth Arden.
COTY.
Coty is 4 times bigger. So I've done the directors, and then they called me back 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks later to speak to another.
So you're motivating directors?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's insane.
So I love that. It's I think that's probably one of my favorite things to do.
So when you talk, do you speak about your story, or you just speak on how to be more motivated?
I incorporate it all because I think what will give me credibility is my story, the fact that I came from nothing and obviously made something of my life. But then obviously as a communicator, I need to keep people meat. Can't just give them awesome bones. So then I would use leadership thoughts that I think might be applicable to them. But I challenge people. I think part of my job is to challenge people and move them forward. And even within schools, it's the same thing. Like I would bring a message that's gonna challenge them, but also inspire them. And the reference will obviously always be my own story. So at schools, I do it for free. And normally say if I have to travel far, they have to cover cost. And when I do Joburg or Pretoria, I would always be a business person would fly me out. When you are not motivationally speaking, when you are not running, when you're not working for Hilltop Legacy, what are you doing? Obviously spend a lot of time with my family, but I think the one other thing would be I spend a lot of time with church. Like I love our church. I'm part of Hillsong Church. So we got 9 locations.
Is there one in Paarl?
There's one in Stellenbosch. It's doing very well. We're going to a new building, the Habiatom Theatre.
Nice. That's
big. That place is big. So we're growing. We've got 4 services going. So we're very involved there with leadership development, looking after small groups and developing those leaders. We also look after service. It's called service pastors. And that's good. Like I love doing that. But I think I'm just living out my purpose. Like I feel my mission is life as a Christian is to point people to God, obviously. But secondly, to enrich those in my sphere of influence. So whether it be coaching kids or whether it be doing personal training or working in church, my job will always be, my responsibility will be to enrich the lives of people. So as a leader, I get a responsibility to identify where people are at, and then I get a responsibility to move them forward.
Your role model?
Sure, I got a few people. I think I got a few people. I think Phil Dooley, like he's a pastor of a church. Like he left his country in Australia. Him and his whole family. They started a church from nothing, and now I think we got about plus minus 16,000 to 18,000 people gathering on a Sunday. That's phenomenal. The influence.
16,000 people.
Yeah, probably about 18 more to 18. So we're between there on a Sunday.
Where is this all in Stellenbosch?
No, we got 9 locations. We got 9 locations.
Together.
Stellenbosch is just one of our baby locations.
So he's like your mentor. You speak to him a lot.
No, not speak to him. I always feel like mentoring isn't one-on-one necessarily. Like you can glean a lot from people's life as you engage with them, as you follow them on social media. So he's definitely. I think I love the fact that he's a pioneer. Like he was willing to count the cost and pay the price. Because a lot of us we count the cost. We're like, oh, that's what it's gonna work out, but we're not willing to pay the price. So it's like chasing your dreams. Like go after your dream, but no, what does it cost? Yeah, exactly. So I think he's definitely one of the pioneers. And then there's many people. I think there's people that were significant then, and people that are more significant now. But it depends on the season. It's like every season you need different things. Like in the winter, the tree would be frozen, but it still needs the sun. So I think for every season there were different people playing a significant part. But I think for me, it's crucial to have a lot of friends. So my wife is definitely one of my role models, even though she's my wife. Like the way she does life, the way she loves people. Like she also had a challenging background. So I think it's fascinating for me that I'm surrounded by awesome people, and their everyday life actually inspires me. There are big names like Clive and Elise Minner, your uncle and auntie. Like that older couple. But they're phenomenal in the way they live. Even at their age, they're now in Victoria. They're pioneering new things, and they're not slowing down. So I think those kind of people are actually heroes to me. They might not get the monuments or the street names.
But silent heroes.
Exactly, because it's people that I could observe day in, day out. And the way they did life was inspiring, and it actually nudged me to also live something to that extent. So yeah, it's more everyday heroes. I got a whole lot, but I think Phil Dool is definitely one of those pioneers.
What are you reading currently?
Instagram, obviously.
Reading or scrolling?
But I'm busy, so that's what I'm doing at the moment. No, but I've started reading a great book by a guy called Andy Stanley. He's probably one of the best leadership teachers in the world.
Right, cool.
So his views and the way he articulates things is phenomenal.
Perfect.
So I love reading and listening to podcasts. So I do more podcasts than I do reading. I used to read a lot, but then I had time. It's my BK days before kids.
I'm also totally on the podcasting now. So much better, more convenient.
Definitely.
But Bjorn, thanks so much for speaking with me tonight.
Thanks for having me.
You're very busy, and it's busy with the right stuff. And I think when it's your passion, you don't really worry about the time. And I've noticed that also lately. It's amazing when you find the time to do something that you're really passionate about. And I really challenge people to help out at Hilltop Legacy to go teach those children and read a story to them. I think they need to contact you on the website. You said the website. I'll just add it also. But thanks so much for chatting to me. You're a busy man.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Bjorn.
Pleasure.